Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Street Tales. I got my boy BJ. We're going to continue on with the true crimes version of this podcast. I don't know how you phrase that, but so we're going through them, and I'm trying to pick ones. There's a lot, but I this one you were not with me on, but we were both deputies. So we'll go through it, and then this is another wild one, bro. And again, these are all ones we're so far. I mean, we might shift eventually, but so far, these are all ones that I worked personally, like I wrote the report, and eventually it'll be ones that either we all work together or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the point. And again, the purpose is not to be, there's like a serial killer, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, we pondered this because we've been on murder cases. Again, we're not homicide detectives. I get the concept, and I don't know if legally we could even talk about it because we were on them. Because they can appeal that shit for like 50 years, bro.
I don't say like,
the appeals, right? Yeah, if we're out here talking about it,
yeah, it can be
yeah. Unless it's closed.
Certain felonies you can't talk about.
I'll stand by.
There I hear you again.
Yeah, I wonder why it's lagging. Let's see. Wi-Fi is. I think somebody is streaming a TV show and on their laptop and on their phone while I'm trying to record. These things happen. All right, here we go. We're going to get into it. So this is on April 21st, 2015. This was my last year with Hillsborough County. So in this one, I responded to a domestic in progress. Upon arrival, I met with and interviewed the complainant. Again, some of the stuff is blocked out. Some of the stuff I will block out. I've decided I was going to read like the suspect names, but I don't think it really matters. It doesn't add or take away.
No.
All right. The complainant, who ended up being the neighbor regarding the domestic, the witness, or the complainant, I'm sorry, advised that she observed a male and a female in a physical altercation outside of the apartment. And then she pointed to the apartment. And when I walked up, there was broken glass. So broken glass coming out into the street. This is something that you got to understand. That means something's going on inside and the glass is on the outside, not the inside. These are some things. When people are like, oh, somebody broke in, but all the glass is on the outside, it's like, nah. So
These are called clues.
How do they do that?
Clues.
Yeah. Clues. Science. This was an interesting one, and I don't know. I think this will be from my memory because I ended up actually having to talk to attorneys about this, and I had already left the agency. Because tell me what you think about this interaction.
Okay.
So I talked to the complainant. I saw the evidence. I knocked on the door, and a female verbally responded through the window next to the door, the broken window.
Okay.
It was all dark. The female, who refused to identify herself, stated, "I know my rights, officer. I'm fine, so you can go away." I persisted that I needed to see her physically and make sure she did not have any injuries and that there was no one else in the house. The female stated, "I am recording you and I want you to leave the residence. I am fine and I know my rights." I advised that I would force entry if the female did not open the door and allow me to ascertain the severity of injuries to herself or any others that may be in the house. The female attempted to open the door, then stated, "I can't open the door. It is stuck." I began to kick the door to force entry into the residence. After 2 kicks to the door, I heard glass breaking towards the rear of the apartment and the female screamed. The female then opened the door and was crying and visibly shaken. The female later identified herself as the victim. And advised that her ex-husband had just jumped out the window. This was on the 2nd floor. She further advised that her ex-husband would not allow her to open the door and was telling her what to say and to record the cops. She advised that, the victim advised that she opened the door as soon as she could and then signed an oath form, but advised she did not feel comfortable writing a written statement regarding the incident because she was scared for her safety and what her ex-husband would do. Now, we're going to jump around a little bit. So that's how I wrote it.
Okay.
The defense attorney.
Okay.
What gave you the right to begin forcibly entering the residence when the occupant of the residence said she was fine and knew her rights and nothing was going on.
Okay. Good faith, accident circumstances, right? Training and experience. A couple things, few things here. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, a few things
This is a
here.
good one, right?
Yeah, I've learned just obviously some of these things you pick up over time, right?
Yeah.
Situationally, training and experience, you pick up small things, especially when talking to especially defense attorneys, right? It's like I try not to be snooty in some of my responses, right? But it's like, but then like like in that sense, what gives you the right? It's like, sir, the same right that would give me if it was your house and you were in trouble, and I felt that you were in trouble, I would do the same thing to save you and your family. That's what gave me the right.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said training and experience, and I said I had a reason to be there, and it is common knowledge. And I can't remember exactly how I phrased it. In our training,
The totality of the circumstances.
Yeah, but also in our training, they tell us that sometimes the aggressor will do exactly what this individual did. And I remember being so confident. This is the thing. I can't. We don't have to name names. It was another sergeant, a different one, who was like, "You need to know what your jobs are, what your job is, what the policies are, and what you are legally allowed to do so well that there is no hesitation in you."
I agree 100%.
Right?
100%.
Because I think back, I don't know. Well, I mean, 2-month FTO. Well, I don't know. Not FTO, because we have an FTO there. Not FTO, but like right out. See, this could have gone really bad, right? This could have just been a fucking neighbor who's being shitty, and maybe a kid threw something, broke the glass, and that's why the neighbor was trying to get us to harass these people. Right? It could have.
Could have been.
It could have been that.
Could have been.
It didn't feel that way, though. It didn't feel right. And that is a hard one to document, articulate, and rationalize, is how you feel in a scene. Because you've been there when you're like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is when good, right? We've been there before, right? We have these, your general cases or, your mundane stuff, 20 rode a pony type of reports, right?
Yeah.
But after you do this for a while, you know which reports you need to document, which things you need to document, because I'm probably not going to remember that.
Yeah.
I can articulate this in the moment because I remember it distinctly, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, it's like how you read it. It's like, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
From that point to now, would you have written that report a little bit differently?
I would have added a few more details, I think, because, again, this is me reflecting, and I didn't write it down, so I don't. That's a problem. But I feel like I remember my truth. I remember talking to the complainant, but there was actually a group of neighbors downstairs. There was but it was weird because they were smoking, and they were like, "Man, they're always doing this. I don't think he's supposed to be in there." Like, it was a lot of like one-off things that did lead eventually to me feeling like, no, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like everybody was like, "Oh my God," freaking out. Like, I don't know what's going on. It was weird. It was an odd feeling, but there was a bunch of different voices saying, "Hey, something's wrong. I don't think he's in here. I think he's been arrested before." Like, it was just little comments. I didn't identify all of them. I said, "Who called 911? You did? All right, boom. What's going on?" And then, you see what I'm saying? I was methodical in that way. So I wish I would have picked up some of the other things.
Yeah. Well, again, this is all of it. Well, this is at a time when we didn't have body cams at this time, right? 2015, there was no body cam, right? Now, I know people have their pros and cons about the body cam, but where the body cam does help out, right, in some of these things is obviously you still got to write a good report, right? But the body cam helps pick those things up.
Yes,
it helps pick up the background stories, like how how you can hear. It's easy. It's one thing for me to say, "Hey, this is what this person said." Right? It's another thing. It's another thing for you to hear what they said, how they said it, the fear in their voice, the excitement in their voice,
surrounding what's going on,
what's happening. So that's why I think the body cams do help out a lot in that sense of giving you a good context, the full picture of what's going on, the ambient things that are happening that you're not necessarily, that would probably go missing in a report
Yeah.
that you probably just, like you said, I can remember. It's like I was there, I remember it. But then we try to go back and explain. It's like I don't know how to put it into words
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I was feeling. Like that. It's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Something made the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
Okay, in a
Yeah.
good way, in a bad way? Were you excited? Were you
Yeah.
scared? Like what does that mean?
Well, it was also 12:30 in the morning, so it was
I was just
dark.
going to
You
ask you
see what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
matters? Yeah.
all these things matter. It's
Yeah.
just So upon further, and this is the thing I've been talking about. And again, I'm not knocking dispatch or anything like that, but he wasn't tied. The ex-husband wasn't tied to that address any longer or whatever. So once I identified him and ran him, he actually had another outstanding warrant for imprisonment and DV strangulation against her, and he had a restraining order, and there was like all this call notes from historical regarding the two, not at that address, but from just once I put the two pieces together, like all this stuff came out.
Yeah.
So then we filled out a warrant. It was a probable cause pickup warrant because it didn't go through the court system. So for DV battery and false imprisonment, because he wouldn't let her leave, right? Hold on 1 second. Let's see. So this is where, and I've explained on other episodes why the warrants are, why the reports are the way they are. So what I read first is just kind of like, basically we called it for a supervisor to go, all right, what happened? What'd you do? What was the boom? It was this bing, bang, boom. So the interview of the complainant stated that she heard glass break and a woman screaming. She walked outside and observed a Hispanic male pushing a female back into the residence. When the male saw the complainant, he stated, "Now that bitch is going to call the cops," to the complainant. And he heard the female say, "You have a warrant, just leave. Leave me alone." The male then shoved the woman back into the residence and slammed the door.
Well,
so this is why I'm reading it this way. I'm building, right? You get just because what a lot of people read or what they see in the news or whatever, they'll just see those. Bip, bip, bip.
Yeah.
And this is why when the attorney called me, I was like, well, did you read the complainant's interview?
Or did you read the report?
Like, did you read that?
Yeah.
Did you see that? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway,
again, real quick, no knock on attorneys. I know attorneys are very, very busy. They have a lot of cases.
Dude, state and local ones.
Very busy.
Actually, hold on. Let's quick diatribe. Quick. I don't think I've done this. So when because I've been in the federal system for a while, my God, like they probably do. I'm sure they have a caseload, but it's not like state attorneys, like the district attorneys. They will come in with a goddamn maybe 2 or 3 milk crates of cases and have 30, 40 cases in one day.
Crazy.
Literally, they're like, "What's the case? What do you think? What do you think that?" He goes, "All right, would you be cool if we pled to this?" Yeah, sure. Hey, you cool with that? All right. Hey, we've agreed they're going to plead to this. Boom. Next. Hey, so it's just like that in the courtroom, like right there. It's wild. Yeah. I will say the federal system is very like slow, methodical. I'll say tedious because it's just like, because they got to read all this. You'll sit there for 30 minutes while they just pontificate and read stuff. And I'm like, we all know why we're here. Yeah, bro, it's very different.
Yeah.
Like a judge might see 2, 3 cases a day.
Yeah.
Whereas the magistrates, whatever, like I said, 30, 40 a day.
Rolling through them. And it's you can tell like when you get the subpoena, for people that don't understand, people that don't realize what's happening. You know, things happen at the night of the day of. Let's say somebody gets arrested, you write the report, everything gets sent off, they go to jail, they may or may not bond out, whatever, right? Now we got to go through the legal system, right? The justice system, right?
Yeah.
And like we're saying, the ASA might come in and have, like you said, a milk crate full of cases. They might have.
It's literally a milk crate, bro.
No, but they might have 50 cases there might be 50 cases on the docket for that day.
Yeah.
And that's not counting, that's just for that day. That's not counting the ones for tomorrow, the next day, set for the next week, right?
Warrants that they're trying to work on, right?
They're trying to get through,
shit,
right? There's calls, there's, pressing things that are happening at the time of, right? So don't get me wrong, they're very, very busy. Probably not enough of them.
No,
the system is very, very bogged down, right?
Yeah.
Which usually what takes so long in some of these cases, right? But you can tell that and it used to be frustrating at first before you kind of realize what's happening with the system and how it actually really works.
Yes.
Because you get these subpoenas, you're like, I'm like, I know you didn't read the report because I didn't do shit. But if you looked at it, you would see. I was there holding traffic. I never went at scene. I was just en route and cleared off. Like they just subpoenaed everybody who was on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're like, so I used to get like frustrated about that. Like you call because I'm like, I got a subpoena about that. You call like, hey man, I wasn't. What case is that? What happened again? You weren't there. No. All right, I'll release you. Boom, right.
So whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, but that happens from time to time, right? So when you go to these depositions, usually if you go to a depot, this thing's probably a little bit more serious. When you actually go to a depot, or people don't know deposition, right? You talk about some stuff ahead of the case.
Yeah, that's different.
That's a little different, right? But you can tell, like even in the depot, sometimes like this is their first time actually reading it or actually figuring out what's going on and like putting all the pieces together. And they're like, wait a minute, oh, you're not so and so, are you? No, I'm not. Like, oh, okay, I got you mixed up with the other one. Okay, I'm sorry about that, buddy. We'll get you out of here.
You're good. You're good.
So that happens a lot. So but but continue.
All right, so here we go. Here's the interview of the victim. So the victim stated that she allowed her ex-husband to stay with her for 2 days because she felt sorry for him. He is homeless and doesn't have a job, and she knew that he currently had a warrant for his arrest. She was the victim of the warrant.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to lay it out. What people don't understand.
Yeah. And an actor spending money too.
Well, that wasn't but yes.
Because of the warrant. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Her ex-husband was supposed to be leaving and has all of his things packed to leave when they started to argue. She advised that she broke the glass in the window next to the front door when they were arguing. Her ex-husband then shoved her into the apartment and would not let her leave. So this is where you asked me what I didn't ask because you just kind of also with deputies. That's not the only call I worked tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I probably had three or four more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're just trying to get some basic facts. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Next one. Cause I probably have something holding.
Yeah.
I mean, how many nights have you had, you're working domestic, have a domestic stack to you and then a burglary in progress. And you're like, I'll get to it. What do you want me to do? I can't leave. Yeah. All right. When the cops arrived, her ex-husband told her not to open the door and to tell the cops to go away. Her ex-husband then advised her to say that she knows her rights and to start recording the cops from the window. When the cops they never actually got the recording. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if she was or not. When the cops refused to leave, meaning me, he became agitated and grabbed her again. I didn't hear this. I was probably yelling or still kicking the door in. When the cops started to kick the door in, he ran to the bedroom towards the rear of the apartment and jumped out of the window. Bro, like, he just straight up jumped through the glass like a TV show, bro. Like, just...
That's crazy. Didn't even look where he's going.
So now she's got 2 broken windows. She had an amazing draft that night. 2 broken windows. One she broke, one he broke. Anyway, her ex-husband then advised her to say that, hold on. So once he jumped out the window, she immediately opened the door so the cops could go in. Don't break my, bro. She was about to have 2 broken windows and a busted up door frame, bro. She does not know why she allows her ex to constantly use her and beat on her, but she doesn't know what else to do. I'm laughing only out of frustration because how many times have you heard that?
Because we heard that.
Almost verbatim, that statement, bro.
Yep.
It's
frustrating. It's very frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
It must be noted that a different deputy handed her, this is what I'm saying. These are the little things that I'm like, why is this relevant? So a different deputy, I'm not using names, handed her a domestic violence pamphlet and offered to take her to a domestic violence shelter or her parents' house. Both offers were refused at the time of the investigation. So it's like those little things. I'm like, we note those because that's what they want us to know.
Yeah.
So listen to this. Which I have had this. There was one where I kicked the door in, dude's choking her out, all these things. I didn't add that little phraseology in there.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong? Did you do this? Did I give her a pamphlet? No, she was dying.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. And I was
trying to save her. I don't want to worry about
this is the kind of shit, bro. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So here's I'll tell you who the deputy was that backed me up. You'll laugh.
Yeah.
You know who he is. So upon arrival, I took digital photographs of the scene and the victim. The apartment building is a 2-story block-style construction with the front doors facing east. The victim's unit is located on the second level of this building. When you enter the residence, the living room is immediately to your left and the kitchen is to the right. The unit is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, of which are located at the rear of the residence. I observed several personal items ransacked and thrown on the floor throughout the entire apartment. Clothes, storage drawers, hangers, basketball, etc. I observed the rear master bedroom, the only bedroom, white window blinds to be disrupted and slightly bent. The glass window behind these blinds was completely shattered with glass on both inside and outside of the residence. The victim was photographed while she was standing outside her apartment by the front door. The victim was wearing a black t-shirt, gray pants, and I observed a bruise on the victim's left inside forearm. I observed no other visible injuries. The victim signed a document of oath form, and I impounded the original copy into evidence at the District 1 office. I also impounded the digital photos into our system. I had no further involvement in this case. Like, bro, what? I'm going to tell you who it is. You going to laugh. Oh, my God. Here, hold on. So this is a detective follow-up. He was able basically to get a warrant. Anyway. Actually, should I read the detective's follow-up? No, yeah, I like doing this just because it's funny, bro.
Yeah, read it.
On 4/21/2015, I reviewed a report by Deputy Martin on suspect, the ex-husband, for false imprisonment and battery. I found that the suspect had a prior conviction for battery by strangulation under Hillsborough County. The victim in that case is also the victim in this case. I upgraded the battery charge to battery second or subsequent battery.
Felony now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which, guess who else got a little ding note that I didn't catch that? I remember this case. This is why. See, this is what I'm trying. This is, ladies and gentlemen who are not in law enforcement, this is what you deal with. Listen to what's happening and what I'm getting dinged on.
Mm-hmm.
I met with Assistant State Attorney who approved my warrant through the judge. Again, I'm not leaving out names. Mm-hmm. After obtaining a court case number from the clerk's office, I responded to the warrant section and left the warrant there for entry into NCIC FCIC. I request that this case status be changed from active open to warrant issued. See what I'm saying, bro? And again, this is not detectives by any stretch of the imagination. It's not them. Mm-hmm. But, it's like he got arrested. This is what I love about, so the warrants team, the report literally says warrant served.
This number. That's it.
Warrant served. So he got arrested on the warrant. Like, that's it, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Case clear.
I remember this case so vividly when I that's why I parsed it out, but I was just like, mm-hmm. It still irritates me to this day. And it's not even the case mm-hmm. In and of itself, because it does happen. It's just the totality of it. And, mm-hmm. The victim, I don't know why I keep letting them do this. I don't know why I keep letting them do that.
It's very frustrating, bro.
And then, the conversation with the defense attorney basically was like, what gives you the right? How dare you?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I do remember this back and forth. He goes, what if you'd been wrong? I was like,
I would have been wrong.
I guess we'll never know. I hit him with that, bro.
Hit him with the Kanye. I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. They won't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good thing I wasn't, huh?
Yeah. So, what do you think, man? Does that, again, these are supposed to be typical everyday calls. These aren't inflated. They're not, what do they call it when you make it, for like TV or something like that?
It's not sensationalized.
Not sensationalized. These are every fucking day.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a typical right? Call service, especially in that particular area. I know where that area is.
Oh yeah, you do.
It went the way that most of them tend to go. The most frustrating part is, her statement of like,
yeah.
I think that's the part that kind of sucks. You kind of get beat down after a while. when you do some of these things, it's like you feel it. This is what leads to, and I know I've heard a lot of other cops say this too. Like sometimes you feel like you're not helping, right? What you're doing, your efforts are not are for not. You're not making a difference, not doing anything. Right? Because in this case, it's like even listening to her talk, right? Even if you had come in and caught him right there, just ended the case right there, right?
Yeah.
Even her statement is like, I don't know why I keep doing this. It's like, and immediately in the back of my head is like, we're going to be back here. We're going to be back here. We're going to be back here until he kills you. We're going to be back here.
Think about what he's already been arrested for strangulation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Convicted. I'm sorry. Let me back.
Yeah.
And what's his name? I hate it when I do this. Comic. I've been arrested 19 times, never convicted.
Oh, Cat Williams.
There's a difference with being charged with that. You can charge somebody with anything. Yeah. I can charge anybody with anything.
Conditions. Yeah.
But this dude was not only charged, he was convicted for strangulation, choking the shit out of her. Exactly. On her. And here we are again.
For the same
beating
shit.
The hell out of you. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like that part is tough. But I mean, even the way that the case goes, though, it's like that's a typical night, man. You might have 2 or 3 of those a night.
Yeah.
Hopefully you catch them. That night you can kind of get the ball rolling. But yeah. I mean, the shit we know. Something in that case, right? Had the district not been so small, right? Yeah. And maybe you're a little bit further away. Maybe he does get away. Maybe he does shut her up, and they don't answer the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe if they don't break the glass, the neighbor doesn't come outside. What happened?
I thought about this too. Again, I guess we'll never know because it's not what happened. But what if no answer? I've thought about that. Yeah. Because I have a complainant and witnesses. Again, this is where I'm lacking. I did not get all the witness statements. I got the complainant statements. I saw them go in there.
Yeah.
And now they're not answering. Do I still force entry? Fuck yeah. And also keep in mind, BJ, I'm by myself.
That's what I was just about to ask.
Nobody else there yet.
I was about to ask you how long did it take for a backup to come?
Let's see. Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
Like somebody showed up eventually, but how long did it take? Because sometimes that factors in too.
Well, and again, the district, it was relatively small, but let me tell you, when I was a trooper, 2 hours, 3 hours away, could be.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Whoops. Let me go back to the top. Let me see what time my backup showed up, because I got there at 12:29. See, he says he responded. It doesn't say what time he got there. He just responded the same time I did. I don't know what time. When I tell you who it is, you'll be like, oh, okay. For those of you not in law enforcement, that's a nice little trick sometimes people play. And we both know deputies that will wait till there's an arrest or all clear, and then all of a sudden they're there on scene. Certain one comes to mind that used to do that all the time. So who knows? I don't know.
But that changes things too. I mean, nobody know now. If you have somebody that says, "Hey, this is the situation," you see some evidence of something happening outside. Hey, I saw them go in there. He forced her in there. Now they're not answering. All day, kick that bitch in.
Yeah.
I mean, now you give the supervisor, "Hey, this is what I got." I'm trying to force it, whatever. But I mean, maybe me now, 14 years in, I have a better idea of what I can and can't do or how this thing's supposed to go, right?
Yeah. I'm also surprised I didn't make entry. I kicked it twice.
Yeah. Weak, bro. It took you 2 kicks.
I was weak, bro. Yeah.
It must have been front kick and not the doggy kick.
I think I was. Remember our favorite homicide sergeant? He used to do that high ass kick, bro. Like he would kick the top of the dead ball with his cowboy boots on.
Like, God,
no leverage, bro. No leverage.
You kicking above the dead ball. You just gonna turn it into a half door, bro.
Like a French door, bro.
Yeah, you gonna turn it into one of them cafeteria doors, just top suites open, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but listening to the report, right?
Yep.
Like I said, I was thinking some of the shit, like the building was this block construction and faced the east.
Bro,
this
yes.
Like, bro, get the fuck out of here with some of that shit. It's
Yeah.
like, but again, like I said, I think it's evolving because you do have the adage of the body cam where it's like we can see it now. You don't.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it on an earlier episode. I was initially against body cams,
Mm-hmm,
and I actually never worked the street with a body cam.
mm-hmm.
Period. The end. But now, well, not now, but over the last few years, I'm like, that has probably saved more cops and deputies' asses than anything else.
It's fried a lot of asses, but it's also saved a lot too. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, the ones that are fried, it's like, come on, bro, tighten up. You gotta be better. We all have
yeah.
bad days. I will say we all have bad days, but
Well, it's like sometimes it's like we've heard this before, like when they first got GPS,
uh,
right? It's like,
we're
hey,
doing it for your safety.
this will not be used for
Punishment, punitive reasons.
okay. And
Deputy,
then
why were you going 110 when you logged off and you were headed home? Huh? Who?
you know,
I think it's a glitch.
right? You're like, okay.
Yeah, but
But
guess
again,
what?
you
Well,
shouldn't be
as
doing
any
that.
good
But
deputy, deputies figured out how to disabled.
right?
Yeah,
So it's I think the body cams do add a lot. Um, I've had
context, bro.
some, I've had some where I've been able to go back and uh, knock on wood, I've never had so much as a formal complaint in 14 and a half years, right? Um,
All
like
right, bro. All
you
right,
won't even be
bro.
able to say, hey, he was rude to me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but again, even in some of the things that were like even the shooting that I had, the being able to go back and watch my own body cam,
Oh,
and
you were allowed?
also, yeah, it was part of the process. You
Oh, there we go.
go
We
back
didn't.
and
I don't think we
watch it.
talked through that on the episode we did about that.
Probably not. But and that's one of the few times where I really went back and watched my body cam.
Yeah.
Because most of the time I was there. There's a no, 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 there has been a few times. There's been a few times where it's like I'm glad my body cam was recording,
Yeah.
right? Because it caught some funny shit.
Yeah.
Some lady was hitting on me one time,
Oh Lord.
and I'm like, I
Is it
think she was
against the
trying to,
law to say you sexy?
right? I was just like, oh my god, okay.
Yes, ma'am. When you're not wearing shoes and your feet look
Yeah.
like you got socks on them.
Like, dang, you a big cop, dang.
Oh
I'm like,
Lord.
ma'am, are you in this crash? No, no. I was like, but you said, ma'am, please move, get out of the way. Right? So like, it does catch some funny shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, it does save a lot more jobs than it has fried. But like I said, it
Yeah.
does give you what it does do is I wonder. Well, I'm sure other agencies have gone through this too, where it kind of changes the way we write reports.
Oh,
In
for
the
sure.
sense because before, like I said, before the body cam stuff, you had to kind of write these reports in a certain way so you can remember the tiny little details.
Mm-hmm.
Um, body cam. I'm not saying that it should make you lazy at report writing, but
No.
it's able to quantify more of the totality of what's happening
Yeah.
by being able to look at it and the defense be able to look at it, the prosecutor be able to look at it. Or I mean, we've seen some of these other shootings, you know, a different angle, right? So
Yeah.
there's more than one cop there,
Yeah.
another angle of a situation. Um, Sometimes, uh, even it's the smallest things, people are running like, I think it was Chicago. I'm pretty sure it was Chicago, but, police shooting in Chicago, like they're like, oh, the kid he's running away and they shot him in the back. They're like, well, luckily for that cop, right? Terrible situation, but nobody wants to be able to put in that situation, right?
No.
It's like, but in his case, body cam was able to show that the kid actually did pull a gun out and was like turned and pointed it.
Yeah.
So things like that where it's like, okay, now we can get a full picture, a better
Mm.
picture of what's happening. I mean, shit, we live in basically a fucking surveillance state where you can't do it. Here's the thing.
Depends on who's involved, but yes.
Here's the thing, right? And I thought about this for a while. I usually, I'm working in cases, or even some of the hit and run stuff I've been lately. How did motherfuckers get caught in the 80s and 90s, 70s, 60s, going back forth? Like, how the fuck did you get caught? There was
They were
nobody
that
around.
bad, bro. They were that
I was
bad,
like,
bro.
you that bad? Like, it's like, geez, man. I
Yeah.
was like, now you can't walk. I bet you can't walk 10 minutes in one direction and not be caught on a camera somewhere.
Yeah.
You'd be hard pressed to find that in
Yeah.
any city, be able to walk 10 minutes straight and not be on a camera somewhere.
That's true.
It's
That's very
crazy.
true.
So it's wild, man.
You
So
know,
it's like it's wild.
you know, I don't think you ever were there for this one, but this case is reminding me. It was with another deputy who we. I gotta find the one where we chased the kid that pushed the female deputy, and we chased him down there on Bruce B.
Yes.
Downs.
Yes.
Yeah. So the deputy that was there riding
Mhm.
his background, going, "Yeah, yeah," you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
All right, so it was his case, so that's why it's not in my pool, but I was looking for it.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it because it bothered me.
Mhm.
It was one of the worst domestic violence ones I had ever seen.
Mhm.
You know, where she didn't really want to be a victim, and we get a call from the neighbor who's like whispering, "He's killing her. She's gonna die," like that, like because him and I were there, and we're like, okay.
Mhm.
So we do the knock on the door or whatever, but in this case, just open the door, like, "Yeah, what's up?" And the suspect did,
Mhm.
tiny little dude. And then we're looking at her, bro. She had 4 lumps on her forehead, like this, from where the dude had been slamming her head in the door frame of the bedroom or whatever. Like she had lumps, bro. Boop, 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 boop. Like you could see it. And I looked at him. I was like, bro. I gave him the like, yo, we need a handcuff right now. And he's like, he gave me the, because the dude was talking. He was super calm.
Mhm.
He goes, no, she likes it rough. And that's what he was saying. And so it was, and I'm talking to her, bro, all lumped up, cuts, bruises, bro. She's bleeding out of her mouth, her nose. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? And then like he's a senior, and I'm like, and I'm standing right there, like, yo, I'm giving him like, yo, what are we doing? We need to do this. And mid sentence, the dude goes, whoop, gone,
Yep.
dusted us, gone, bro. And he even goes, y'all can't catch me, gone, just like that. And, oh, bro, the W, we know who he is. He was so mad. I ended up doing the rest of the report because he was that upset. Like he was driving solo, no perimeter, no nothing. He was like, like he just was locked in. He wanted to catch the dude. Like that's how it was. He's a good deputy, but you can tell he's pissed. So I get some backup or whatever because I'm like, I'm not gonna be alone with this female that just got her ass beat. Hell no. Nah.
Yeah.
So I stood outside until backup arrived. Then we went in and we were documenting everything, and so I'm going through. I'm documenting all her injuries, and she was wearing like a sweater and like sweatpants, whatever. And she's saying, "I do like it rough." I'm like, "Ma'am." So I'm having to like explain to her what domestic violence is. I was like, "This is what's happening," and I was like, "So those are the injuries I could see." I said, "What? Do you have any other injuries?" She's like, "Well, what do you mean? Are you bleeding anywhere else?" This is, thank God, why I had backup. She pulls her pants down and she has like bites in her ass that are bleeding, like blood is dripping down.
Jesus Christ.
She goes, "But I like those." Hold on. We're not done yet. And I go, okay. And it was odd. And I remember having this brought up because I was taking pictures of her bleeding ass with bites in it, which is not, listen, this is not comfortable for anybody.
Yeah.
I go, all right. Are you bleeding anywhere else? She's like, well, I'm embarrassed to show you. And I go, I don't know what that means, but I'm here to help you. Where else are you bleeding? Okay, when I say she had underwear on, it's not like she's whatever. She pulls her pants the rest of the way down. She's cutting herself, but like fresh, and she had probably, I don't know, 100 cuts, all in various stages of healing, bleeding, fresh, not fresh, like sliced up. I was like, "Ma'am, you need medical attention." She's like, "No, I don't want to go to the hospital." Yeah. So then I start talking to her, and I look into her history because now I'm running around. We're doing it's a much different scene right now. She has been the victim of domestic violence. Like, she was only 19.
Jesus.
She had 3 kids, all taken from her for child abuse from her
Mhm.
partners, is what she said. And she had been the victim of domestic violence like 15 times from different, not all the same male, all different
Mhm.
males. She goes, and then she was like, I think I need help. I don't know why I keep getting myself, because I was like, but it was almost like I had to be like, you are a victim of domestic violence. He's going to kill you.
Yeah.
You're going to die. You have kids. Like, what is going on? And I was like, are you on drugs? Like, she's like,
Yeah, what's
no,
going on?
she doesn't take drugs. According to her, like, she didn't have any in her history and I didn't see in the house. So I can only go with what I'm saying. But I was like, this is reminiscent of that, like the sense of just like lost helplessness, just, this is my life and this is just who I attract, kind of a thing. Did I ever tell you about this one? Because it still bothers me to this day.
Yeah, I don't think about that. I don't think this part. No, I don't think so.
Man. Yeah, bro. I can't find that. It's not my case. So that's why it is what it is. But
that's tough, man.
Yeah. We did. Guess what? We ended up catching them the week later. Guess where?
Mm-hmm. Right there.
Her house. Yeah.
Good.
And the other deputy did it on a hunch. He goes, hey, man, I bet that dude's there. Let's go grab him. And he was there. We grabbed him. He goes, you thought you were going to go away? He's like, man, she ain't going to be no victim. I'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're going tonight, though.
Yeah, but you're going tonight. You're going to have to pay them fees, bro.
You're going tonight. You got to stay here at least a night.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And I remember when we grabbed, I saw her and I just shook my head. I was like, get it. And so I guess this, we'll wrap it up because we got hard outs, but this story reminds me of that story and countless others. But then you understand why you feel cops they're so jaded, they're so cruel, they're so cold, I just gave you 2 stories in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That are commonplace.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, it will.
It hurts.
I don't know if you ever get desensitized to like seeing it or like realizing that this is sad, this is bad. Not desensitized in that sense, but I depending on where you work, right? I'll just venture to say, I'm in a metropolitan, major city type area, right? Where there's an influx, a good concentration of people. I give it 3 years max before they start to feel what I'm doing is not helping.
In totality, you know what? I think this is why I took why crimes against children, and in some small part, crimes against the elderly. Elderly don't report crimes at all, by the way. They get abused all the time. They don't report it. But kids, I'm like, this is one area where it doesn't matter who wants to be they don't have a choice whether or not they're a victim. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can step in to the point that, again, not my case. Actually, I wonder if I can find it. Remember that 2-year-old who got hit by a car?
Yeah, that was my case.
Again? Was that your case?
Yeah.
That was your case. All right. That's what I'm saying. It's not mine, so that's why I can't find it.
Yeah.
And then they took him and he had that silver burn mark from an iron, like he had been burned multiple times with like a...
Yeah. Yeah, I
remember we got into it with the detective, bro.
Yeah, what did I say?
Almost insubordinate.
We can get into this one another time and really get into this case.
Yeah,
because this was my case originally.
Yeah, okay.
And this was the one where I knew it solidified for me.
Yeah,
crimes against like juvenile crimes, not for me, dog. Not for me. Not in the sense of like I'm incapable of doing it.
Yeah,
my emotions.
We almost lost our composure. Well, I did.
I was my emotions,
and not even with the victim or the suspect. No. It was with anyway.
No, yeah. We'll get it. We'll deep dive the whole thing, but like,
bro,
that was the first time I realized.
Yeah,
I realized like I'm not gonna be able to be composed about this.
Yeah,
if it doesn't go, like if it's like I was explaining to somebody, I was like, it's like when motherfucker's guilty.
Yeah,
and you just can't. Like I know he's guilty. We know he's guilty. He knows that we know he's guilty, and you just can't prove it or they get off on it. I'm like, this is where my composure. Like if I was ever going to cross the line, that like situation like that would be the closest I would be like toes to the line. Probably be like,
Yeah, kids and animals. That's where I might, because they don't have a voice really, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Oh,
funny enough, and I'm sorry, bro. We'll wrap up, and we. This is not how we've done some of the other ones.
yeah.
We usually ended after the case, but we talked about a few other ones. I think it's good though.
Yeah.
But this is why it. Tell me how you feel. Like drug cases, burglaries, thefts. From
Mhm.
our favorite Walmart. That everybody
2701.
don't ever go to that Walmart.
Yeah.
Why are they paying $200 an hour for? No, don't do it. It's not worth it. For off duty, yeah, don't go. But those were more like even the suspects of those. It was a game. It was like, you got me this time. Like there was no emotion in it. It wasn't like, I got. It was just like, I got you today.
Got you today.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the. It doesn't hit the emotions, right? It doesn't hit you in the feels.
No.
Yeah.
Because especially the property stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird place to be, bro.
It is.
Because think of that, and then when I was in Japan, I can't remember where Japan. I think it was Japan, and all these sirens go off. We're like, oh my god, what's going on? And they're like, oh, really big crime, really big crime. Oh my, really big crime. We're like, oh my god. And you see like all these, and again, in Japan they don't use guns and stuff. They had all these bamboo, like the 15-foot like canes and hooks and all this stuff. Bro, they beat the shit out of this dude. And I'm like, oh my God, what did he do? He stole something.
Ooh.
What?
Hey, we'll play about that shit. but that's when they have very little crime over
bro.
there. That's when they have very little crime over there.
Yeah, bro. Bro. I was like, one, I love it. Two, this would never fly. Could you imagine like 10 cops just wow, just beating the hell out of somebody with some giant bamboo cane?
I can imagine it. I can imagine it.
Bro, they had sirens go off in the entire area of the city. Like there is a crime occurring. Everybody bag.
Well, I know we got to hide out, but let me drop this nugget real quick. And this is remind me of something.
Yeah.
I leave out the area. This is somewhere in Florida, right? This is during like this is an area that was part of like the hurricane relief, right? So they sent some people to other parts of the the state to assist with hurricane relief and their numbers or whatever, because obviously whatever. And so the guys coming back, we're water hole, water cooler shit, shooting the shit. And he's like, man, I gotta tell you guys about the time I had over in so and so. Like whatever. He's like, bro. He's like, now imagine this shit. He's like, this shit would never fly in Hillsborough County. He's like, but we're hurricane shit going on. They got not necessarily curfew, but like place you're supposed to be, blah 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 blah, whatever, right? He's like, so we're riding 2-man cars. It's we're just trying to supplement like force, right? He's like, bro. So they catch this dude who's doing like it's like a property crime, right? He's like a felony, like a lot of shit from like a store or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's stealing a bunch of shit. We got it.
Stealing a bunch of shit, right? They're almost like looting type shit, but like not quite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they catch him, and he's like, man, he's like, so he's like, the deputy goes, he's like, you want to go home or you want to pay at the pump? He's like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. He's like, hey, you want to go to jail or you want to pay at the pump?
Oh, Lord.
He's like, he leads out the guy. He's like, what does that mean? Pay at the pump? He's like, oh, yeah. He's asking him, basically, we're going to whoop your ass right here and then we'll call it even. And we'll send you on your way or you're going to jail. So
he's like, that's back in the day, bro.
Right? So he's like, the dude just thought about it for a couple seconds. He's like, he looked up and kind of like counted all the people that was there. And he's like, fuck it, man. I'll pay at the pump. And he's like, bro, they gave that dude some love and sent him on his way. I was like,
all right, bro, get out of here.
Oh my God, bro.
That's some bad, bro.
That's some bad.
One, I've heard these stories, but I've run into old head criminals. Like, it's just that was their lifestyle. And again, that's not our generation by any stretch. And we would arrest him and be like, man, this is some bullshit, man. Can't y'all just like beat me up and let me go or something like y'all used to back in the day? I was like,
it's never happened, sir.
They confirmed it. They confirmed like back in the day. And I was like, well, he goes, this is a hassle. For them, it was like, this is a hassle for me to get arrested. Do the
inconvenience, and I got holy shit.
Yeah, that's some wild shit. All right, bro, we got a heart out.
All right, bro, I'm out.
Appreciate you.